Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. And if you guys have already been subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Today is almost like a full face of Pat McGrath, which is super bougie, I know. I do have her new blushes. We're going to dupe her quad, the highlighter, the lipstick, the lip gloss. It's a super exciting video. So if you guys want to see how I achieved this full face of Pat McGrath makeup, then please keep on watching. So let's begin. I have a bunch of things from Pat McGrath Line right next to me. So let's just dive right in. So the first product that I have to talk about, I was waiting for Pat McGrath to come across, and that is their blushes. And this is called as their Skin Fetish Divine Blush. And it comes in like a very lavender with like roses in it. It's very unlike Pat McGrath. Generally, Pat McGrath does come with like this tie kind of a packaging where you have to like unveil the whole thing. I like this much better, I would say. It's just like an envelope and you open it and the product sits right inside. And the shade that I picked out is Cherish. Now the new Skin Fetish Divine Blushes comes in two finishes. I'm gonna look here a lot just because my laptop is here, okay? It comes in two finishes. One is in the demi matte finish and the other one is in the more pearlized finish. I definitely had to go with the demi matte finish just because I have a lot of texture on my skin and I do not like to apply pearlized finish on my skin. So she came out with 9 blushes altogether, and the shade that I really wanted was Nude Venus or Nymphette. Both of these are in the pearl finish. So that was out of my question. So I went with more of a pink blush, which I do not have like a super pink blush in my collection. I generally go with like soft pinky nude blush or more of a coral or an orange blush. So I was anyways happy about the whole purchase. Out of the 9 blushes, 3 of them are the pearlized finish, which is Nude Venus, Nymphette and Desert Orchid. In the demi matte finish, she has from the light pink nude shade to a more impactful pink coral shade and an orange shade. And those shades are like super beautiful. I have to give it to her. Now the package that it comes in is this more of like a black glossy finish packaging, and she has more of like a clasp in closure for this, where you have to like press into it and then you can, okay, yeah. It's a little struggle to open. I won't lie, not that difficult. You have to press in this clasp and then, okay. You have to press in the clasp. Okay, so yeah, press in the clasp, pull it down, and then, oh my god, I have to do it with the thumb. That's what it is. And then open it, and it comes with a mirror, and this is the blush. And this again is in the shade Cherish, so it's a super pink blush, and this is defined as a neutral pink in the demi matte finish. So pretty straightforward. The embossment is like unlike other. I love when the blushes come with like embossments, and this flower finish is super beautiful. I would say super beautiful. I saw an Instagram post with that Pat McGrath posted about these blushes, and it was stunning. It was just stunning. I will see if I can like put a little bit of video on the screen for you guys. Enjoy. Now let's see what Pat has to say about her blushes and what are the claims that she's claiming. She says it's petal soft silk velvet powder, feather light, mistake proof application, buildable, vivid color purity, demi matte and satin pearl finishes. Let's start off with this blush. I've not even like swatched, but I am hoping that this is gonna be super pigmented. That's what I am thinking, because it's a demi matte finish. So I'm just gonna go with my Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm just gonna apply. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, it is super pigmented. So let's tap off the excess and let's go over it. It's blending super nicely on my set face, although the way to apply that she's written on her site, it's telling us to apply it right on top of the foundation, which I would try in the near future, but I really wanted to apply the way I generally apply all my blushes. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. I just got my packages like yesterday. So, oh my god, that's stunning, right? I'm generally not a pink blush person, but I like this shade. I was very scared that I might not like it and this would be a little dark on my complexion, but no, I actually do like it. I really do like that. That's beautiful. That's pretty. Now, did I tell you these blushes retail for $38? So that's quite pricey, I would say. And that's why I picked up one and I'm happy with the shade. If I'm like blown away by 2 or 3 times like applying it, then I would see if I can pick it up on a sale price or not. But I definitely wanted to pick out one just to test it out for you guys. That's the one thing that I purchased out of the lot. I actually can agree to all the claims that she's saying. Is it mistake proof? If you go over it, it's definitely super buildable. So definitely tap off your brush, and I would highly recommend you to get like a duo fiber brush or like very loosely packed brush so that you don't like deposit all of the color like all of a sudden, I would say. So definitely go with like a loosely packed brush. This blush brush I've always recommended and always liked. Again, this is the Real Techniques blush brush. Now let's move on to the highlighter that was in the collection. Now I only picked out this out of the whole lot because I thought that I can dupe the rest of the products. Now, the highlighter, which is the Skin Fetish Divine Glow highlighter, is retailed at $48, and that's quite pricey, I would say. And based on the swatches and the reviews that I saw on the internet, it is basically a gold highlighter with a little bit of pink in it. Now, I would say if you guys do have this natural face palette from Too Faced or even the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighter, it can be easily duped with that. But this one has a highlighter with a pink finish, and that's what I'm going to apply. So this is more of a golden one and this is more of the pink one. I'm going to dip into both of them or apply the Precious Petals, and I'm going to go over that. So dip, 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 and then let's apply that as a highlighter. See, it definitely has that pink hue but also a lot of gold in it. Can you see that? I like that. Whenever any brand says the blush has pearl finish, I am super intimidated because it automatically means that it has pearls in the blush, which means there would be specks of glitter in the blush, which I am not a big fan of because of the texture on my skin. See, even this highlight, I would say, see, it's picking up my texture, which generally all the highlighter does. So yeah, I have to apply it very strategically on my face. He's claiming this to be a high polished pressed gold highlighter that combines skin loving botanical oils with multi-tone micro pearls for a smooth with an ultra perfection finish and a silky feel. So yeah, I didn't want to pay $48 for a highlighter, so that's what I did. If you're wondering, on my lips, I have KKW's Nude 2.5 lip liner just to line up my lips, and then I just shade it out with my fingers. Let's move on to the quad that she's released. Now this is called Venus in Fleur's Luxe Quad, and this is in the shade Voyeuristic Vixen. It's a super fancy like her. So yeah, so what I can see is basically she has like a champagne shimmer, you know, that shifty shade which is like a rose gold with like a touch of coral in it kind of a shade. Then she has like a burgundy brown shade and more of a bronze shade but with like a rose tint in it. So what I really didn't want to pick up that because it's $58 one, and I have her Mothership 5 palette, which seems very close to what she has in the quad. Now what I mean by that is I really think that I can get a similar look to that quad using this palette. So this shade, this shade, this shade, and then that bronze shade I mean, if I can like mix this and this together, I would get that shade. But this is more of her Blitz Astral formula, which she changed in that quad. And that is more of like a, I would say more of like a foiled shimmer. Again, I saw a lot of people complaining about the glitter particles falling onto their face, and that might be because of the change in the formula. I'm not complaining about that at all. I mean, it can be definitely fixed if you apply a glitter glue or something like that, but I just went with the shades. Let's say you do not have any Pat McGrath eyeshadows. Even if you have this smaller one, I would say if you combine this red shade with this bronze shade, you will get that fourth bronze shade in her quad. But let's say if you do not have any Pat McGrath eyeshadows, and if you have Sydney Gray's Tiny Marvels palette, I think you can get a similar look. And I am going to swatch a few for you guys. The shades that I'm going to talk about is Web, this for that dimensional shade, which is Meadowhawk, this for the matte shade, which is Bugaboo, and this for the bronze, rose bronze shade, which is Marvel. So I'm going to swatch it for you guys, and I think I'm very, very close to the quad. The first four is from the Tiny Marvels palette. So again, Web, Meadowhawk, Bugaboo, and Marvel. So this is from the Bronze Seduction palette. Skin Show Divine Glow, Rose Gold 005, Disobedient, and this I actually mixed from their Eye Ecstasy Sublime palette, and I mixed the shade Corruption and Sextrovert together. Actually, I think this would be much, much closer. It has to be close like that, right? Because I think we can get a very, very similar look, similar to that quad. So that's what we are going to do. So let's start off. I am lightly going to take the shade called Bugaboo from the palette and then apply that in my, how am I going to do it? Okay, let's see. I don't know. So I'm going to apply that in my outer corners. I mean, you know how much similar the swatches were from both the palettes. So whatever palette you have, like use that. And on my inner corners. So I'm going to go here. And then do the same on my lower lash line. I think I'm going to go for a spotlight eye. Now because it only has one matte in the quad, we are very restricted on what shade are we going to use in like at least the outer corners, I would say. We'll be very, very restricted to that. So next what I feel is we should use the bronzy shade first. So I'm going to dip into the shade Marvel, which is like the fourth shade in the quad. And I'm going to go over the center using this. I'm just using my fingers because that's what I would generally do, no matter what shade it is. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go, what a beautiful bronze that is. I mean, I love that. And I'm just going to melt the deep burgundy shade, which is Bugaboo, to that shade, which is Marvel. Let's move on to the Pat McGrath palette. I mean, why not? Let's do that. I am going to take that shade, the Shifty Blitz Astral shade, which is rose gold, and apply right on top of that just to give a little more like pizzazz. I mean, I know. If you guys are interested in that quad, you are interested because of the shadow. I mean, whom are we lying? And I absolutely love this shadow. I just do. I just love it. And then for my inner corners, I'm going to dip into this shade and just plop that in my inner corners, just for a little more lightness in the eye. Apply that underneath the brow bone. I'll repeat the same thing on the other eye, finish the eyes with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. So that's how the eyes are looking so far. I absolutely love the way this eyes came out, although, I mean, we're just duping, and I think we duped it pretty well. Now for the lips, she came out with a matte trans lipstick, and this is in the shade Dream Lover, which is more of a pink beige lipstick. And I think it's very, very similar to 1995 from her. So this is 1995, but I think Dream Lover is a little more beige, and that is why I applied 2.5 from KKW underneath so that I can get the beigey tones out. So I'm just going to apply 19.95, especially in the center. Before I forget, the matte trans lipstick, which is Dream Lover, retails for $38. Just like that. I love the shade. I really do. Especially paired up with a brown. I absolutely love it. I would, if I am you, I would recommend to wait for the sale. I mean, she does 30% off all the time. Last time, all of her lipsticks and lip glosses were for $12. And that's when I packed a bunch in my collection. Now let's talk about the gloss that is in her collection, and this is in the shade Earth Angel. As I can see, it's basically like a champagne rose glossy gloss, which I have one from the Pat McGrath collection, which looks exact the same shade to me, and this is in the shade Bronze Astral. So I'm going to apply this, although I've not applied this ever before. So I'm just going to, I'll show it to you how this looks like, because it's a dropper applicator. I think you can see. Oh my god, I did it right on top of the swatch, but you get the gist. I'm just gonna take her other gloss, which I have in the shade Wicked Whisper. I'm just gonna take off all the product from the wand and dip into this gloss and apply it on my lips. That's a stunning gloss. Her glosses are so good. I really love the shine that it gives. The new gloss, which is in the shade Earth Angel, retails for $28. So keep that in mind. But this is the look that we came out with. I really love the way it all turned out. So for the final look, this is how my look turned out. I really hope that this was helpful. I definitely love the blush. Because I do not have any Pat McGrath blush in my collection, I was very, very happy to get that. And I am pretty sure I can use that a lot in my collection, because that's a new shade to me. So yeah, that's our final look. I really hope that you enjoyed this duping Pat McGrath new products with the existing products in my collection. If you did like it, please do give it a thumbs up, and do all the YouTubey things. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.